Washington.
This your boy, Martin here once again. Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy Martin here once again. Boy, I've been pushing these videos out, boy, I'm telling you. I'm going back to back. But we are here to talk about this week's episode of RuPaul's Drag Race. Now, this episode was kind of like a run-of-the-mill episode. There really wasn't much to it. You know, it was pretty straightforward, you know, really smooth. But still, because it's Drag Race, I'm going to enjoy it nonetheless. So, basically, like, I don't really think this is going to be very long because it was really straightforward. So basically, they had this mini challenge. You know, Fifi is gone. And honestly, I feel like because Fifi is gone, there hasn't been as much turmoil and just disarray. Like, now that Fifi's gone, it's kind of like a breath of fresh air. Everybody can kind of be calm and relax. So we enter this with this little mini challenge where they basically have to play like somewhat of a, instead of putt call, I can't speak words. Instead of putt golf, they called it, because, you know, RuPaul is a stickler for word games and, you know, wordplay. They're calling it butt golf, where they have like the pit crew and they Andrew Christian IDs in animal masks. I'm not sure about the animal part, but yeah, they had them all, you know, holding up the little thing, and they had to have like, I guess it was like a ball in a sack where they had to have it between their legs and kind of, you know, swing the ball and hit it and try to get it in the hole, the big pink hole. And the goal was whoever can get it in the hole the fastest. And Alaska wins, as per usual, throughout the whole entire competition. So Alaska wins, and I don't really even think that there was I mean, of course she probably, you know, won some kind of, you know, gift or certificate or something, but I don't think it necessarily helped her win or anything to do with the Maxi Challenge. But the Maxi Challenge was each queen was supposed to come up with some sort of a product that was supposed to be based off of their brand and sell it and create and shoot a commercial for it. Pretty straightforward. Roxxxy decided she wanted to sell an instructional DVD about how to properly glue down your wigs. And really, we can just go right into the commercials. We can just go right into the commercials. She was, you know, making fun of, you know, have you ever been, you know, having sex with somebody and, you know, you flip your head back and your wig falls off? Have you ever been dancing in the club, performing a show, and your wig falls off? I'm going to show you this glue that's going to show you how to, you know, make sure that your wig doesn't go anywhere, and include this instructional DVD that can show you how to even do my wig reveals. And she shows it. And when she was doing her rehearsals, her wig line, it just kept going, receding further and further back. It was terrible. Even in the final product, you could still see it, just barely. But they probably had so many takes at that time, it was probably like, you know what, screw it. It doesn't even matter at this point. But it was okay. It was odd. Now, for Roxxxy's Runway, I liked it. I did. I liked the hair. I love the makeup, that the little blue in the eye that was really, really cute. That hair was huge. But she was giving me 70s bell-bottom tees. I was like, okay, this is cute, Roxxxy. This is cute. Next, let's go to Katya. Now, Katya had like when she was when they were doing like the little walk around the workroom, and I guess he had like the little financial advisor or whomever he was that was kind of critiquing their pitches. He went to Katya, and Katya said she was going to sell like basically like an what would you call it? Anti-anxiety spray, basically a body spray to kind of help you from feeling angsty and hearing things in your head, you know, very Katya brand type of crazy. And at first, the guy was like, I hated everything about it, and I don't get it. And so he just kind of completely slammed her idea. And then when we get to the run, well, not necessarily the runway yet, but to commercial, Detox asked her, like, what are you going to do? And she said, look, it's been too late. I still like my idea, so I'm going to keep going through it. I'm like, uh-oh. Now, you know, before when people just kind of go with their own ideas, despite what the judges say during the walkthrough, that I can't think of an instance. At least I'm sure there probably has been, but I can't think of one where. Wait, hold on. Wait. I think when Kennedy Davenport did Little Richie for Snatch Game, they was telling her not to do it, but she did it and still won. So I think that's the only other case. But any other case, usually when you go against what the judges say, it's not going to work out well for you. But when it came to this commercial, Katya's commercial was the funniest commercial of everybody. It was so hilarious. It had all of the Katya-isms. Even I heard, you know, all the special effects of her hearing demons in her head. It was just really, really funny. I want to watch Katya's commercial over and over again. That's how good it was. And then this runway. This was probably Katya's best runway ever. And I say that only because she just worked it. Like, she sold that outfit. The outfit itself is not much to look at. But the way that Katya was selling it made it look like it was everything. Her little swoop. I think what made Katya look so different, she was almost like giving you like Naomi Smalls type poses. And she had like a nude lip. Because, you know, usually Katya is, you know, bright red lip all the way. But she had like the little nude lip, like the little yellow eyeshadow, kind of like the more yellowish tones in her makeup, and it just made a whole world of difference. It looked like a completely different person. I tell you, that was like one of the best that Katya has ever looked on the runway. Absolutely stunning. And she had the best commercial. So congratulations to Katya. Next, we have Detox. Detox had a trash receptacle that was basically like spitting out catchphrases and just things that she said in her season, along with just other random funny things. I got the idea. I don't know if it was executed the way that she imagined in her head. I feel like the idea was there, but she couldn't bring her idea completely to fruition. It wasn't bad, but you could kind of tell, like, I don't know if there was maybe not enough time, or if there was something about it that she couldn't fully bring to life. But it seemed like she had something going, but it just couldn't completely get there. Okay? Now, her runway, what was Detox runway? Oh, she had like because the runway was pants, basically. So there were no dresses this time, so everybody had to come out in pants. Detox's runway, she had like a little red and white ensemble. It was very New York Fashion Week-esque. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't necessarily my favorite. But it was still great because all of Detox's runways this season have been excellent. Alyssa Edwards. Now, Alyssa's commercial, she was selling like GG. She at first she called it GGG or G3 Go 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 Juice, and then she changed it to DDG for Drop Dead Gorgeous. And it's basically like an energy drink. Ooh, excuse me. And so she was trying to, sell it to be, she was really energetic in the commercial. And she was basically saying, if you drink this, you'll be able to do high flip kick splits and all this other, the Alyssa Edwards go-to moves, basically. And out of, really like, the commercial was great. It got the job done. But for me, what I was paying the most attention to in this commercial, and even in like the thumbnails for the previews of the episode, was that damn wig. I was like, I want that blonde wig that Alyssa was sporting. That shit looked amazing. The lace was perfect. It was perfectly styled, coofed over to one side. I loved it. That was the part I was paying the most attention to, was that wig. The commercial was still good, but I was paying the most attention to that wig. Her runway, Alyssa's runways have a tendency to sometimes be multiple looks in one, almost. It's because she's one of those queens. It seems like she believes if there's an accessory that you have and you don't have it on, it's not enough. Like, I don't know what it was about. It wasn't necessarily bad, but something about it seemed crowded. Like it was too much. Like if you just took away something, took away a little bit of something, it would have made it would have made a world of difference. I'm not sure what to take away. I want to say to take away the fur. I think maybe the fur made it too crowded to look. I think of what she had under that, with the wig and the little hair. What's those things called? Fascinator would have been just fine. But something about it seemed like it was too much. Just a little bit. You just take one thing away and it would have been just fine. Other than that, it's Alyssa. Let's see. Who else did we miss? Tatianna. Ooh, girl. So, Tatianna was selling tea time with Tati, and during the work, what do they call it? The workroom walk around, or whatever they call it, with Rue and the consultant. I'm not sure what you would call him. They was loving Tatiana's idea. They said the look was good and the way that she pitched it, and the commercial was going to be really, really good. And when it came to the commercial, I thought it was funny. I was entertained. But who was it? I believe it was Carson Kressley was the judge that pointed it out. Where we were so focused on what you were saying to be funny that the focus became less on the product that you were selling and more so on the catty, things that you were saying in the commercial. Which, I guess, but how much? You could kind of say the same thing about that if you're, referring to Katya, because Katya was just being funny and doing her whole Katyaisms. It wasn't necessarily referred to the spray bottle all that much, but I guess I don't know. It seemed like it was still good. I like the commercial. I think it was funny. I just love looking at Tatiana. I think she's gorgeous in and out of drag. But that was her critique. Now, Tatiana's runway. Yes, yes, yes. She came out in full T-Boz realness from TLC. She even gave you the dance. She gave you don't go hating on the waterfalls. Like I was getting it. I was like, you look exactly like Miss T-Boz right now, and I am living for it. I loved it, Tatiana. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Did I miss anybody? Alaska. Yeah. Alaska and her commercial. Alaska's just always, like, even when she did the commercial in her season for Red for Filth, it was funny. And she kind of took those same sort of isms and just applied it to her Alaska Thunder Fun tape. And just had, her little jokes. It was really good. But really what kind of surprised me about the Alaska's tape was the whole look that she had. Like that looked like a fully realized look. I was like, oh, okay. Like I don't know why I was just so surprised at the look that she was giving. I always thought that was really, really good. Oh look, dog coming over here with his little play toy thinking they want to play with him. I'll play with you after. I'll play with you later. I'm talking about the drag race girls right now. So I think, and Alaska's runway. This was probably the most toned down Alaska's probably ever looked. And I think I agreed with, who was it? I think it was the Gray Holton judge who basically said, from the neck down, you're giving me America's, land of the brave, home of the beautiful. Wait, I think I switched that up. I think I got that backwards. Which I know, you was giving you, red, white, and blue realness from the neck bottom, but then her hair was like you're going bowling. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like if that was the wig that she should have wore if she was doing the roller skate challenge from season 8. Like it was giving bowler / roller rink tease, which doesn't make it bad, but it was the most simple that Alaska's ever looked. So I don't know if that worked. I don't know if that necessarily is good or a bad thing in her case. So it turns out that Alaska and Katya were the winners, and Roxxxy and Tatianna were the bottom 2. This I have no disagreements with. Katya's was definitely hilarious. Alaska's was definitely hilarious. I think Katya's was the funniest, and Alaska's was second as far as the commercial goes. And I think Katya was just the all around winner this episode for Challenge and Runway. I think she was all around winner this time. Tatianna and Roxxxy were in the bottom. Now I had to think about this. This is the 6th episode. Yes, this is the 6th episode. And out of the 6 episodes, aside from the very first one and the third one, when there was that first bottom 2, Roxxxy has been in the bottom 4 out of 6 episodes. And she has been saved by the skin of her teeth every single time. And when this episode came and she was in the bottom 2 again, I'm like, look, I just know she's going home. I just know she is going home. And it was Alaska versus Katya. Now, during the lip sync, I was like, okay, Katya is bringing it. Like the first time when Katya was lip syncing against Alaska, she kind of gave her that one. She wasn't really, going there. But this time, I'm like, okay, Katya, you best give me a sickening lip sync. And of course, Alaska was giving her Alaska-isms, which is really kind of hard to beat because the camera stayed panning to Alaska. Like they had to cut to Katya just to remember that Katya was performing as well. But yeah, like this was the same, basically the same with the exception of Detox being in the bottom 3. This is the same top and bottom from the Snatch Game episode 2. Where Tatianna was in the bottom with Roxxxy and Detox, and Katya and Alaska were the winners of the challenge. So it's kind of like deja vu. And I was hoping it was going to work out differently. Now, Alaska did end up winning the lip sync, and when they were in the deliberations, it was like, Tatianna was really going forward saying, I really want to be here. I may have slipped up. I clawed myself back into the competition. That's a very big feat. And Roxxxy was just kind of like, girl, I've been in the bottom about 3-4 times. If you send me home, it's no tea. If you keep me, it's great. But I think she was really mentally ready to go home. And I was too. I was like, look, Alaska won this lip sync. Now, Alaska, I know Roxxxy is your girl, but you've already eliminated Tatianna once for the same reason. Roxxxy has been in the bottom ever since Tatianna left. And she said she lent her the shirt that she lip synced in. I'm like, I guess, but damn. Roxxxy can't keep doing this. She cannot keep doing this. But I just knew that Roxxxy was going to go home. And when Alaska won the lip sync and she sent Tatianna home again, I was like, "Aw, are you sick, man?" I want to see more of Tatianna. I was secretly, as much as I love Roxxxy, who is that? Roxxxy now, and I do feel like she has, changed everyone's perception of her from season 5. I don't hate her anymore. I can actually see her and, really not too much worry about what she did in season 5. Seeing her now doesn't make me change my perception of her, so she did earn that. But girl, you've just been in the bottom so much. It's time. It's time, girl. If Roxxxy is not eliminated next week, if she's in the bottom again, she better win. Okay? She better win this next challenge because she cannot be in the bottom again. Or somebody else has to win other than Alaska. Because apparently, Alaska's not going to eliminate her. And from the sneak peeks of next week, they're bringing like the parents back. It's going to be an emotional episode. Everybody's going to be crying and whatnot. And they did like a preview saying, oh, well, Alaska Detox is still in completely, in full effect. And at this point, it's 4 season 5 girls versus Katya season 7. And they're saying, somebody played a clip of, do you feel like Alaska Detox is conspiring against you? And I'm like, look, don't y'all mess with my Katya now. I love me some Katya, and as long as she's on my screen, I'm happy. So we need to make sure that that stays that way. Now, the rumor mill is that it does, but you know, you never know until it actually airs. So we only got about 2 or 3 more episodes until we get this winner before they crown Alaska, because we all know that Alaska is going to win this shit. It's times like this. I said this last week. As soon as Adore walked out the door, Alaska won the competition. Adore was the only other like really big fan favorite that I felt like could have competed with Alaska. She's the only one I can think of that could really have given her a run for her money. And when she left, the rest of this competition was Alaska's. She has been gunning through this thing flawlessly since she got here. So now it's kind of like how Bob was season 8. We all know he's going to win. We're just going to see how it happens, basically. But let me know what you guys think about the episode. Let's talk amongst ourselves in the comments below. Make sure you follow me on my Twitter and Instagram at Jamar84. That's JAM8R, the number 8 and 4. Chit chat with me, tweet me, let me know what you think about the episode. Make sure you share this video, like this video, thumbs up this video, subscribe if you have not already. Share it amongst your Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, wherever it is that you share videos and media. This damn dog reached up here getting his toys. But yeah, thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys next week for RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars. Bye-bye.
Like, share, subscribe.
Jamar, Washington.